All right, Kenman here, and today is another BladeHQ unboxing. Dun, dun, dun. The mighty blue line box has returned. Before we start, not sponsored by anyone, and I purchase everything at retail price. And I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. All right, let's not waste any time. Go ahead and cut this thing up in a nice, safe way. And we have it. The beautiful blue lining that everyone loves to see. Or do you? I don't know. I do. It's cool. It's nice. It's always fun getting some from BladeHQ. They got a lot of cool stuff there, a lot of cool sales. I'm definitely on board with that. So when I see some stuff that they put out that has got a good price on it, you can jump on it. So we got a couple things in here today. There is a CRKT. We're gonna set that right there. And then we have a Mora that is just covered in styrofoam dust. I'm gonna go off screen for a second and say it's still got stuff all over it. But that's just shipping dust, I guess you call it. Let's see if there's anything else. No stickers or anything in there. All right, good to go. Get this crap out of here. That was a lot of powdery. All right, so today in the box we got these two things. We got the CRKT and we got the Morakniv. Yeah, which one should we look at first? Morakniv. All right, just putting the Cricut off top of the screen there. So this right here is the Morakniv Pro C. It's got a high carbon steel. It's got this TPE rubber handle. It's kind of from the original basic that they've got that I'll show you in a second there. They basically took the handle basics, all the red center part, and they added this rubber kind of grippy edge, which kind of gives it a little bit more grip, I guess. Great words, Kenman. Just really graceful today so far. Yeah, I like Moraknives. They are inexpensive. This was all a $10 or $12, something like that. They're just a nice little workhouse budget kind of camp knife. If you're going to be out and you're doing some light work, these can handle quite a bit. They have several different models. I've got a few others we're going to look at in a second here. But this is one of the ones kind of on the budget side. Like I said, I think even retail, this is less than $15, maybe 10, 12 bucks. But for what you get out of that is just a nice quality fixed blade. You get a nice sheath. This one's only one side, so as a lefty, I can't put her in this way because of the way the tip is, which isn't the worst in the world, but I have another one that we'll look at in a second that you can put either way. Then that kind of, whenever they think about things for lefties, especially when it's something like this, where they could have just made that tip universal directional like this, and then you could just drop her in there either way and it won't matter. And because I'm lefty, I always kind of appreciate it when they kind of put in that little bit of extra effort to consider us lefties. But yeah, so this is the Morakniv Pro C. I'll go ahead and pull out. This is just the Morakniv Basic 511. So these are literally very similar. The handle is almost identical, if not the exact same mold, only added the rubber coating, it looks like. The blade, if you look on the The new one, the Pro C, is a little bit thicker of a blade. They've put a little bit more behind it, give it a little bit more beef in this direction versus the basic. But even this basic, a smaller knife, man, I've used this. You can kind of see there's a little bit of wear on there. But I do a little whittling, a little kind of carving it up, some sticks and stuff when you go camping. These are good knives. And so this one here, for almost the same price, you get a little bit more rubberized handle. So like I said, the basic 511, the Pro C. Pro C is going to give you that little bit thicker blade, going to get a little bit more grippiness on the handle, although this handle is great. But this rubbery stuff, you can just feel it. It feels almost a little bit sticky, if that makes sense. And then we have the Mora. This one's a little bit higher. This is the Cans ball. I want to say this one was more in the $30 to $40 range. A little bit more expensive. Definitely a larger blade, as you can see. Bigger handle, a little bit more reinforced. Definitely beefier. It's got a few different cuts. It's got like a hollow grind and then like a Scandi grind on the edge, or I can't remember exactly, but you can see it's got that different secondary grind right here. So it's got that tip everything's really nice and beefy, but then the tip thins out so you can get some nice cutting with it. These all cut great right out of the box. I've noticed, and might as well grab, let's see if I can get a sheet of paper. I should have prepped for that. But yeah, brand new Mora out of the box generally is, as you can see, very slicey. They are fantastic. Dude, come on. 12 bucks? Did you see that? I mean, that is not a perfect representation of how sharp a knife is, how awesome the blade steel is, but it is showing that it's holding a certain amount of edge that you can just get in there and just cut that paper. Do you see it? It didn't catch. It just rips through it not rips through it, cuts through it beautifully. Mora knives are great. Like I said, they're not too expensive. If you're looking for some fixed blades, these are fun knives. This Cans ball, if you want one that's just solid, this is a great knife. I've quite enjoyed it. I've used it a little bit, not a whole lot. The summer kind of went by really fast, so I didn't get it out as much as I'd like to, but I like these a lot. And when I saw that this one was on sale for like 11 bucks, I thought, you can always have another one. Put it in there, and then, if you ever got that situation or you're out camping with some friends and you just need a couple extra knives or whatever, you can never have too many, especially for a couple, 12 bucks. Yeah, Mora knife. They're fun. Like them a lot. That Pro C, it fits in good. Probably gonna get a couple more and keep going with it. It's fun. Okay, moving on. CRKT. This is what got me to make the actual original purchase. And then when I was just gonna buy this, I decided to add the Mora because this was also very inexpensive. I think this was on sale for like $18. So yeah, I just had to try it out because when you get something that you can go buy a meal for less than, obviously you can buy a meal for less than $18, but you know what I mean? You can go out and spend 20 bucks on a good meal somewhere or something. So it's kind of an amount of cost that I feel that at that price, it's almost worth checking it out. How to survive a blizzard. Make a signal fire. Build a snow cave. Use a woods choke and T-hawk to make yourself a log cabin. That looks like a fun kind of a hatchet. And apparently you can make an entire cabin out of it. That's fun. All right. This is CRKT Vox Piet. Anybody know anything about it? Like I said, I think it was $17.99 or $18, and at that price, it actually looks really cool with that the spacer giving that blue accent. Right? Anybody think that looks cool or what? Okay, so I'll just thumb roll it out. What we're looking at here is an 8CR13 MOV steel, and a GFN, like a glass reinforced like nylon handle. It's got like this, like the orange peel kind of texture to it. It's got a nice, it's rough. You can feel it pretty good. This is kind of a smaller knife. Pinky doesn't quite sit on there fully, but if I grab right there, it actually does get to the end, and you've got that little spot you can kind of choke up on it a little. No jimping. It's kind of a smaller knife. It doesn't feel like it wants to slip around though when I'm kind of grabbing it like that. A little bit smaller than my hand prefers. I definitely am more of a beefy style as far as something that I carry every day. Oh, jeez. But I do like knives, so I like to kind of check out what's available. See if I can flip that out. Okay, it's got that liner lock right there. So if I, finger got in the way. Okay, you can flick it out. It feels like it's a little stiff. Like I might be able to loosen that up a turn and it'll still be good. Right now, it is solid. There is no play in any direction. So that's nice. The centering, it is centered nicely. So as far as initial setup out of the box, yeah, it's centered good. It's not, doesn't have any lock or any play in any direction. It is a little tight. The way that they have that access, it's pretty good access on this side, kind of poor on that side. I don't know if I can even get my finger in there to flick it out. Yeah, you can, but it is small. That's kind of, you could have just carved that down a little bit more, made it a little more accessible on the other side. Luckily though, as a lefty, oops, getting my index finger in the way, it's smaller, and so a smaller knife, my hand is big. I need to make sure to get that out of the way when I flick it out. Okay, well, pocket clip can go on the other side. Man, that pocket clip, it's a small knife. That pocket clip seems huge, doesn't it? It's smaller. I mean, it's not a very big, doesn't have a lot of presence to it. Let's put it next to this pyrite. Pyrite is a very popular knife. I'd say it's close to a full-size knife. It's not huge though. There's definitely a lot bigger. I can get my Kubi Titus. Definitely kind of dwarf it out even when I put it in the back. But yeah, it's a nice little kind of a smaller knife. It's got a nice blade shape. I did notice there was quite a few little reviews, and a lot of people had a lot of good things to say. I almost have to roll it out that way. I think that's, I can't really, you can. It's kind of awkward. I'd say that much for it as far as the accessibility to opening and deployment is kind of awkward. But yeah, a little bit smaller than the pyrite, so it's definitely a smaller knife. So that's kind of one of those things I talk about, like this Civivi Ferrum Forge Odium is small, and so in my hand it's kind of tougher. So it's not really something that I'm big on a kind of carrying it like every day. But I do collect, so getting different types and styles and things, I'm always interested in what's out there. Price, quality. This ain't for the price. Like I said, for $18 or whatever, this is a pretty solid knife. It feels pretty good. It's got good grip. It's light because of this handle. Yeah, I don't know. It's not so bad. I'll be able to put this clip on the other side. It does allow for the flick, but I don't know if I could thumb roll this out. If I can even get into that. I can't even get my, oh, there you can. If I, tell me that wasn't an awkward looking open. Not that it matters, but I mean, that's kind of what you want, is you want to be able to grab the tool, deploy it, make your cut, put it away without having any issues or any real struggles. This one you kind of struggle a little bit, but as far as just something to have in the collection, it's kind of neat. It's a little different than the stuff that I've got, but it's also unique for being as cheap as it is. They went in, just had this extra color, that little splash, a little style. The texture on the handle is actually nice. No, that's not bad. Yeah, what does everyone think? Let's go ahead and get out both. We got that Morakniv Pro C today and the CRKT Vox Piet, I believe is how it's spelled, P-I-E-T, but I looked it up, kind of looks like it's pronounced Piet, not Piet. But yeah, not a bad little holiday from BladeHQ. Always fun opening up some new stuff. Camping season's getting close to being over, but it's always nice to have a couple of fixed blades in the stack. This little guy is kind of cool. I don't know, just something about the accents, the way it looks, even though it's a super cheapo. It's probably not going to get carried. Maybe it'll be like a 5th pocket carry kind of a thing. But I don't usually carry things unless they're really, I'll give it a try and see how I like it. But usually I want it to have a certain amount of comfort and stuff like this. The pyrite, I mean, this is like one of the greatest knives out there. This thing is just awesome. I'll carry that any day of the week. But yeah, they're fun. I like picking stuff up. I like trying things out. And since I'm not sponsored, it's kind of on me to kind of look for stuff to look at, make some content for you, and we'll keep going from there. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe to see more. Helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Stay sharp, and we'll see you next time.